effort.
Shift a focus from what has been to date primarily defensive in nature to more offensive in nature.
And he says that expansion of targets could include militant leaders.
When you are going after a network like this, one of the things that you also want to go after is their ability to command and control and to lead their forces.
Those attacks are expected to happen in Iraq. In Syria, U.S. planes and drones will be gathering intelligence on targets and air defense threats in preparation for airstrikes there. Also at srnnews.com, Russia's largest bank is the target of the Obama administration's newest round of sanctions.
The United States has expanded financial penalties against Moscow for Russia's support of separatists in Ukraine. On the sanctions list is Russia's largest bank, which accounts for approximately 1/4 of Russian banking assets. The U.S. is also expanding sanctions targeting Russia's energy and defense sectors. The penalties come after the European Union enacted its own sanctions on Russian banks, arms makers, and the country's biggest oil company. Greg Clugston, SRN News, the White House.
Rob Ford won't be mayor of Toronto anymore, but he's hoping his brother will take his place. The mayor, who has drawn the international spotlight with his drug and alcohol scandals, announced today that he is withdrawing his bid for re-election next month. But he says his brother Doug Ford will run in his place, saying, "We cannot go backwards." Ford will instead seek a seat on the city council after a nephew withdrew his candidacy. Ford will be getting treatment for a tumor in his abdomen. On Wall Street, the Dow by 61 points. The Nasdaq dropped 24. The S&P lower by 12. Crude oil down 56 cents to $92.23 a barrel. This is SRN News.
One football team had the longest winning streak in sports history.
12 years, 151 games in a row.
Until
the longest winning streak in sports history is now over.
But when you lose more than a game, how do you find your way back? Because it's not about winning. It's about growing up.
Don't let a game define who you are. Let the way you live your lives do that.
When the game stands tall. Starring Jen Caviezel. Now playing. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Go to StandTallResources.com.
Wow, Geico's been saving people money for over 75 years.
75 years? Are you joking?
No, they've been around so long that the Dead Sea was still alive. Geico's been around so long that rainbows were still black and white. They've been around so long that kids rode the school horse to school.
I thought you said you weren't joking.
Well, I wasn't joking about the 75 years.
Geico, saving people money on car insurance for over 75 years.
Nevada Governor Brian Sandoval has signed into law an unprecedented package of incentives to bring Tesla Motors' $5 billion battery factory to the state.
Calling it one of the most important pieces of legislation in Nevada history, the Republican governor put his signature to the measure after the Democrat-controlled state legislature unanimously approved the package. The deal includes tax credits and other incentives worth as much as $1.3 billion of the electric car maker to build the biggest lithium factory in the world about 15 miles east of Sparks. Tesla Vice President Diarmuid O'Connell says the project will allow the company to carry out its mission of promoting sustainable transportation by creating a mass market for electric vehicles. Jeremy House, SRN News.
Parts of Wyoming, South Dakota, Montana, and Colorado are covered in snow after a storm that set early snowfall records in some places. It left up to 20 inches of snow in parts of Wyoming. This is SRN News. The Senate is off this weekend, despite Harry Reid's vow that there would be no weekends off during the month of September.
Senator Harry Reid, who as Majority Leader controls the Senate schedule, told lawmakers before the August recess that senators would be working round the clock in the fall to complete unfinished business. Still, the Senate adjourned on Thursday afternoon, not to return again until Monday. Senator Reid has routinely threatened to keep lawmakers in town on weekends, but they usually wrap up business before that. Senators really couldn't do much had they stayed in town this weekend. They have to wait until the House acts first on a temporary spending measure or continuing resolution to keep the government operating. The House plans to do that next week. Linda Kenyon, SRN News, Capitol Hill.
The medical director of the New York facility where Joan Rivers went into cardiac arrest during a routine procedure is no longer at the clinic. The spokeswoman for Yorkville Endoscopy didn't elaborate on the circumstances of Dr. Lawrence Cohen's departure. More details at srnnews.com. I'm Keith Peters in Washington.
As a small business owner, there's one word that you absolutely dread: payroll. For small businesses, it's a big burden. You may think you're saving time and money doing it yourself. But come on, are you? Timesheets, processing checks, calculating taxes, a total waste of your time. Paychex simplifies payroll processing, saving you time and money. Submit your payroll online, fax it in, or call your dedicated Paychex payroll specialist. And you're done. Learn more at trypaychex.com. Come on, do the math. The IRS dishes out 8 million penalties a year. Make one mistake and you're on the hook. On average, you're losing nearly one business day every month doing payroll. That's time and money you'll never get back, unless you get Paychex. More than 500,000 small businesses already do. Call 888-578-5378. Trade payroll pressure for peace of mind. Call now. 888-578-5378. That's 888-578-5378.
Hi, this is Fred Dreyer. Join us for the PM show Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, here on CRN Digital Talk Radio. We'll discuss common sense and reason as it applies to the insanity of American politics. Once again, it's the PM show with Fred Dreyer, Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
Live across America, the PM Show with Mike Horn on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
Welcome to the PM Show, nationwide, coast to coast, CRN Digital Talk Radio. I'm Michael Horn. Paul Stern right over there. Welcome, Paul.
Good to be with you, Mike. What kind of a show do we got today?
Got a good show. Got a lot of news to talk about here in the world of entertainment and other news. We have our executive producer on assignment, so Magic Matt producing the show today for us, and Tomas pressing all the buttons. So it was a tough day for me today. I was over earlier today at Fred Dreyer's home, which I think he's lives up around in the area where you live in Southern California. And I was in trying to hook up some cable boxes to some of his state-of-the-art television sets from 35 years ago. Fred has the oldest TV sets. I thought I collected old TVs. Fred has the oldest TV sets known to man. He has those that have, like, the 3 tubes in the back that's like green, blue, and red. Not even your primary colors. That's what they use in television. And they project a picture onto the screen. And apparently they've gotten a lot of use over the years because the screen kind of has like a bow kind of a feel to it. It's kind of, the corners go up and it kind of dips in the center. And when you first turn it on before it warms up, as they say in the business, if you're seeing printing on there, there's like green and blue and red. It's kind of blurry. I went and got an eye checkup right after I left his house. I don't know if it was maybe my vision was failing me or something wrong with the TV set. So he's going to replace the TV. And so we hooked up his better set, which is the Sony Trinitron CRT model. That had a good picture on it. And Fred was so impressed with these cable boxes, because they've now digitized everything, that he says he believes the picture has improved on all of his TV sets, and I think he may be out of the market from buying a new TV set. I think he might just stay with the status quo and just warm that set up. It must be tough watching a hockey game. You must get a headache wondering where the puck really is.
You're kind of rubbing me the wrong way by bringing up the cable television. I had an issue not too many days ago with my local cable provider, Time Warner Cable.
What happened to you?
Well, of course, they've been going through this big kind of a transition. I don't know if cable companies across the country are doing it, but they're requiring you to get an additional digital converter box.
That's what Fred got, and they seem to be working quite well.
Well, I had ordered my digital converter boxes because I started to lose channels.
Yeah, you will. You'll lose the channels, and you get the digital converter. This is a smaller box. This isn't the really bigger box where you can get like HBO and Showtime and all. This is a smaller box, and it works fabulously if you get one. You haven't received it yet?
I think it's the smaller box that for a period of time, I think somebody was giving them away free of charge.
It is, until like January of the new year. Then they charge you, I think, $1 for them.
Until you realized when you really needed it. Then all of a sudden they start charging you for it. But I called up the cable company because I needed to order the box. They said they were going to send them on out to me.
Yes, that's what they did to Fred.
And then I never got them. And then I called them up and said, "Where are the boxes?" They said, "Oh, you don't order TV service."
What does that mean? You don't order TV service?
And then I said, well, I've been watching Time Warner Cable. I've been getting a cable bill for years.
Did you read them the number on the bill?
Well, apparently, the customer service person sold me some type of a bundled package that did not include the TV. So then they accused me of stealing the TV, the TV reception.
So you've been paying a bill. Wait a minute. So you have been actually stealing cable then? So you had a package that included the internet and telephone, but no television?
But I had been plugging the cable into the TV.
You little devil, you.
But I didn't realize that I was getting
little devil, you.
I thought I was getting television.
Oh, wait till you see the bill now.
Your local Health Mart pharmacy would like to salute caregivers everywhere. They're the selfless among us, juggling work and care with little time for themselves. The ones who are aiding an aging parent, or nurturing a sick child, or supporting a loved one who perhaps doesn't remember them anymore. Fact is, we are all caregivers at different times, and your Health Mart pharmacist is ready to go above and beyond to support you with advice, encouragement, and expert guidance in good times and bad. That's because Health Marts are independently owned by pharmacists who are part of the community and take the time to know you and your family's changing needs. At Health Mart, we care for caregivers, and we'd love to know each and every one of you by name. Visit healthmart.com for the location near you. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
PM show, nationwide, coast to coast, CRN Digital Talk Radio. I'm sitting much higher than you. Is this? Oh, wow, there. That goes down a little bit there. New chair in here that apparently goes pretty high.
I think that had been left in the Heidi Alexa position.
Oh, I see. So when Heidi comes on here, she raises it up, right?
Yeah.
I'll re-put it up into the high position.
A little boost. She's a very petite kind of dainty woman, so that she doesn't need such a,
Well, I'm sort of petite and dainty, so maybe I should put it back in the high position. Let's get into some of the news of the day. Ray Price is in the news again. This man passed away a while back as a country music star, and he's got this whole football accusations and things going on. One of the great crooners of our time, Ray Price, who sang for the Good Times.
The Chris Christopherson penned song.
Is that who we're talking? Oh, no, I'm sorry. Excuse me. It's Ray Rice. Here I've been thinking they've been talking about the country legend Ray Price.
For the Good Times. I love that song. For the Good Times.
Close All the Honky Tonks, one of his great songs. Anyway, here's the latest on the Ray Rice situation. He was fired from the Ravens and I guess sort of outcast from football from the NFL. He's blaming liquor for the attack, and he says, "I've sworn off hard liquor."
That a boy.
So this whole thing is revolting that he hit a woman. Nobody should hit a woman. He should be brought up and raised with I don't know if he had a father that sat him down and said, "Hey, you don't ever hit a woman, Ray." But apparently that didn't happen. And I don't care whether you have liquor in you or not. But after this is all said and done, why are we picking on just a football guy? This happens in every aspect, in every business profession of our society, and most people don't get fired. So this guy should go into rehab. He should be watched. Something should be going on. We're making it like the NFL is like the odds end wonderful thing that no one in the NFL can be a real person and get into problems. I mean, this guy's a nutcase for doing it.
Yeah, if the guy hasn't had a prior incident, I think that you can kind of give him a little bit of, what do they call that when he's...
I don't think you cut him slack. I think he has to go into rehab or something.
I think that's cutting somebody slack. You give him one opportunity to kind of redeem himself.
Yeah. You prosecute him. I mean, if his wife wants to, he should be prosecuted. And that's the problem with this kind of wife battery stuff is usually the woman does not prosecute, and so there's a problem. So everybody's in the up and up arms, and the feminists are probably going nuts about this whole thing, and it's like, let's take a deep breath here, and what's going to be for the good of society? You want to rehab this guy, Ray Rice, if he's this kind of a guy, and get him back into operating correctly.
Get him the help that he needs.
So the latest is now he says hard liquor was the fuel that triggered his elevator rage, and he hasn't touched the stuff in months. He told the Baltimore Ravens he and his now wife, she was his girlfriend at that time, Janae Palmer, had been drinking heavily before the altercation. And Rice is telling friends he becomes a different person when he boozes it up. Well, that happens to a lot of people. So, I mean, if she's willing to stand behind him on this, then that's kind of their business, right?
Though I don't know if it is, because if the police get involved, he's one of the authorities
That's
become
true.
aware of
That's
something.
true.
They can't just say that, pretend like it didn't happen, or everybody go their own ways. They got to actually do whatever it is that they have to do as law enforcement officials.
So he says he's changed his life, but apparently, now here's where it falls apart. He hasn't changed that much because apparently he still drinks wine. So how can you say you're swearing off hard liquor and still drink wine? If you're an alcoholic and you got a problem, you can't drink any alcohol. I don't care whether it's beer or whatever.
That's probably some good advice.
So now he steps back. See, this is the whole thing. The guy needs some help here. There's something going on there. Sources say that Ray and his wife have gotten deep into religion after the incident last February. They were both baptized in March when they decided to become born-again Christians.
I don't believe that.
They've also done religious mentoring with other couples, including NFL players and their wives. And Ray issued a statement this last week on Tuesday saying he's trying to work through this. He says, we have a lot of people praying for us. Well,
I don't know if I believe any of this stuff now. It sounds like it's like hocus pocus, like kind of like fabricated, like for the situation.
They're blaming the head of the NFL or something. I don't think it's the NFL's fault here. This is Ray Rice's fault. I mean, if you're an idiot and you're hitting women, that's not the fault of the NFL. It's your fault for doing it. When are you going to take responsibility for your own actions? So the Ravens have a right to fire him if they want to. Other teams have a right not to hire him if they don't want to. The man should go into some kind of rehab.
I think the Ravens were kind of awfully quick to get rid of the guy. I mean, they were I hate to say they kind of threw him under the bus, but...
Well, but it's become kind of a circus. Fans are wearing Ray Rice uniforms saying they still support him, that he's a nice guy when they've met him as a nice guy. Well, maybe that's the case. He smashed his wife in the face, so, he needs some help.
Yeah.
They need some family counseling.
Not that there's any comparison, but I guess there is something of a comparison that, those images, remember those images of Nicole Brown Simpson before the murder took place?
With O.J.
She had the battered eye and looked like she'd been kind of beaten up, and they take the pictures, and it really is. I mean, if you've ever seen a picture of somebody that's been battered, it is absolutely the worst thing that you could ever imagine.
It should make us aware of the situation, because my worry is for the truck driver that come home and bats his wife every time when he comes in, and no one ever hears about that on the news. We hear about Ray Rice because he's a football player. Let's look at this whole problem and let's get some help and try to resolve it. And I say it gets back right to the family unit being, when I was raised, I was told you never hit a woman, right? You were raised by good parents. You had definitely things that were told to you as what to do and what not to do. And somewhere down the line, some of these people that don't have parents or, maybe just had one parent or didn't have the lectures that we had, there's a problem. And there needs to be some sort of counseling for these people. So the most positive thing I see here is that he's getting religion to try to get through it, but you can't say that it's the alcohol, the hard liquor, and then say you're still drinking wine. That makes no sense whatsoever.
I'd like to know what pastor's going to go along with that one.
Yeah, that's a weird one. Also, a couple of days ago, and Robert Conrad talked about it yesterday, and we saw him, the great Richard Kiel. Were you there at that big Robert Conrad signing?
We were at the Hollywood show. That was down at the L.A. airport. That was at an event that held at a local hotel there by the airport. I think it was a Wested hotel. And, Richard Kiel from the James Bond movies. He was there. And he looked okay, in pretty good shape.
He looked great. He's the James Bond villain. He was known as Jaws.
But I think, if I'm not mistaken, he needed the assistance of one of those electric scooters that
he was a big guy.
Very big guy. No, very big guy. And I, not to kind of be morbid or something, but I think he probably outlived what would have been the average age length of somebody that as big, like his size.
He was a big guy. He lived to the age of 74. He was in dozens of movies that spanned his career over 50 years, but probably the biggest character was Jaws in The Spy. He debuted in 1977 in The Spy Who Loved Me with the greatest Bond of them all, Roger Moore. Come on, I know it's close between Sean Connery and Roger Moore, but I give the edge to Roger Moore. Tongue-in-cheek, humorous, better movies. Jaws in his movies.
Who do you think was a better actor? I hate to kind of do this at this kind of a time, but I was always a big fan of Ted Cassidy.
Ted Cassidy, good actor, yeah. Good comedic actor, too.
No. Ted Cassidy from the Addams Family. He played Lurch.
Comedic guy. He played in Lurch.
No, he was also in, I think, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that was the Cassidy. I thought his name was Ted Cassidy, not Butch. You better clarify that when we come to the back here. Anyway, Richard Kiel will be missed. He was in Moonraker 2 years after The Spy Who Loved Me. 7 feet 2 inches tall. He was also in Happy Gilmore with Adam Sandler. And he broke his leg last week, was in the hospital in Fresno. The family members said he passed away in the hospital. It's unclear what was the cause of death, but he will be missed, the great Richard Kiel. We loved him.
Hi, folks. This is Larry Minetti. And many of you out there suffer from skin problems. Well, I've been telling you for months how to solve that problem. It's called Herpanicin. It's the most unique and effective formula on the market. It cleans your skin from the inside out. It gets rid of all kinds of acne on your back, your neck, your face, so you can feel and you could look like a movie star. Herpanicin is a natural supplement. It was created by Dr. Wayne Diamond and his staff, and trust me, this really works. I've been on these supplements for over a year now and never had a problem. There is no reason in the world to wake up and be afraid to look in the mirror. You trust Larry. Just try it. Call 888-467-4200. 888-467-4200.
If you're struggling to pay or haven't been making your student loan payments, listen carefully to this urgent alert. Have you been out of school for 10 or more years and you're still making your student loan payments? Are your student loans past due or even in default? Can't go back to school because of an old student loan problem? We can help you if you qualify. Your student loans can be taken out of default. We can stop the wage garnishments, stop the collection calls, and stop the seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and see if we can help you reduce your student loan payments. One quick 10-minute call could solve them right now. So call the Student Loan Helpline now. 800-419-2201. 800-419-2201. 800-419-2201. That's 800-419-2201. This is a fee-based document preparation service to help you access free government programs. Call for complete details. Not available in all states.
Have you ever considered adding a home security system but thought it would be too expensive? Here's the good news. There's never been a more affordable time to help protect your home, valuables, and your loved ones. You can now get a $100 Visa card from Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, with the installation of a new ADT monitored system. Here's even better news. Your new system, worth $850, is free. You pay just a $99 installation charge and purchase monthly monitoring for less than $2 a day. Call Protect Your Home today at 1-866-669-8954. That's 1-866-669-8954. Get the peace of mind that comes with owning an ADT monitored system, plus a $100 Visa card from Protect Your Home. Call now, 1-866-669-8954. That's 1-866-669-8954. 36-month monitoring contract required. General terms and conditions apply. Visit protectyourhome.com/terms.
Welcome back to the PM Show, nationwide, coast to coast, CRN Digital Talk Radio. I'm Michael Horn. That is Paul Stern. Tomas pressing the buttons. Courtney Cadera on assignment. We have Magic Matt producing the show today. Charlie Sheen is giving away some money. Yes, Paul.
Yeah, I wanted to ask kind of a final thought on the Richard Kiel thing.
Yeah, we lost him this week.
I don't know if anybody, obviously everybody noticed it. It's apparent that Richard Kiel and our very own Robert Conrad were very good friends, very close friends, because Robert got extremely emotional on the program to the point where he almost was speechless to kind of, it touched him in such an extent that kind of like I almost want to know like what the kind of the story is, the relation. I mean, obviously that there's there was a lot of respect amongst the two, and Bob doesn't say good things about everybody.
Those are the glory years of television series.
Yeah.
When Robert Conrad was on and William Shatner was on there and Fred Dreyer and those guys.
Bob's the kind of guy, if you meet somebody that he thought was a jerk, he'll tell you the guy was a jerk. But Richard Keel, obviously not a jerk, and that's kind of not. It's kind of, you hate to kind of see anybody pass away, but it's nice when people say good things about somebody.
Definitely. Now, Charlie Sheen is giving $1,000 to a waiter who got stiffed by that NFL star. He's taking sides. Charlie is in the tip war involving LaShawn McCoy, and Charlie claims he's giving $1,000 to the waiter that McCoy stiffed after a controversial lunch earlier this week. Did you hear about this?
Did not hear about it.
This was, it wasn't, actually they say it wasn't a technical stiffing, but LaShawn McCoy, the Philadelphia Eagles running back, tipped a waiter named Rob 20 cents.
Oh, you can't do that.
On a $61.56 meal at PYT restaurant in Philadelphia. McCoy reportedly felt he was mistreated inside the restaurant. Oh. The receipt with the 20-cent tip was later posted on social media by the owner of the restaurant. And now Charlie Sheen is getting involved, issuing a statement saying to the owner of the restaurant, Tommy Up. He says, Dear Tommy Up at PYT in Philadelphia, please tell Rob K. I'm pledging $1,000 to him for the tip debacle. Just want to help. See #no judgment. So far, LaShawn McCoy has been mum on the whole situation. Why would you, I don't want you. People need to have, I'm listening to the Doug Steffen show, and he always goes to problems at the airport when he's getting on planes. I think I sometimes get too intense about stuff. This Doug Steffen is off the charts, our morning guy. This guy gets upset about everything. They took his phone once and locked it in the drawer on him at the security because he was mouthing off about something. And then he said, can I have my phone? And they said, what color is it? And he said, black. And the guy looked in the drawer and said, we don't have any black phones. And so then Doug asked somebody to dial the number, and then the phone rang in the drawer, and the guy goes, oh, it's got a red outline around it. It doesn't look like it's black. This happens to Doug Steffen all the time. It's a black cloud that follows him because he causes the problems. I'm sure he was over today complaining about the food or something that he got while he was paying tribute to where was he today? He was over at the Pacific Pioneer Broadcasters.
Yeah,
Carl Reiner was there.
The Sportsman's Lodge.
Carl Reiner. I think you and I should go because coming up in October, the Pacific Pioneer Broadcasters is having a tribute to NBC in Burbank, which is no longer. Comcast came in and bought NBC, and they moved it to Universal City, which is in Hollywood. And so now those studios that held the Tonight Show and all those great things at NBC is now just called the Burbank Studios.
Oh.
I think they want like $4 a square foot. I was thinking of moving us over there. Who in their right mind would pay that?
I thought the Burbank
that dump.
Burbank Studios.
It was a very nice place.
I thought the Burbank Studios. I thought that was Warner Brothers.
For a while it was, I think, but then it's Warner Brothers again.
I didn't know that.
President Obama's in the news. He's been in his news a lot this week. Apparently, I'm watching CNN today, and I usually watch Fox News, but at the doctor's office, CNN is on. I don't know why. Politically correct, I think they think putting CNN is the way to go. But CNN was given holy heck to whether we're at war or whether we're having some kind of a Cold War sort of terror attack situation with this ISIS group. Because we've had some very interesting Secretary of States. Hillary Rodham Clinton is getting now drawn into this Benghazi thing, and then that kind of that goofball guy John Kerry. He doesn't look like I'm sure he's a bright man. He's Secretary of State for God's sakes, but he just doesn't. He looks like kind of one of those guys who go do when he'd walk into a meeting.
Didn't you once contribute to John Kerry?
And then immediately stop payment on the check. I was forced to contribute. We were going to meet him at a cable function. And then they came and we kept waiting and waiting and waiting. Our meeting was cut short so we could meet him. He was the new junior senator. This is how old I am. He was just starting his senatorial career. And then when they came to get us, they said, if you're going to meet the senator, you have to give a $500 donation to his campaign. So we all, to save face, we all wrote out $500 checks. I went home and immediately stopped payment on that thing. Went out and bought some pizzas and beer with it. Kerry ain't getting that money.
I don't think it was $500.
Now the old skinflint is sitting there. They were saying we're in war, some kind of an espionage war. Does he know what's going on?
Try Fry Vineyards, the Mendocino County organic wine with no sulfites added from America's pioneering organic winery. Fry Wine, the first maker of certified biodynamic wines in the United States. At Fry Wines, our emphasis is on producing organic wine of the highest quality while caring for our planet and palate alike. Check out our website at frywine.com and join the Fry Vineyards Wine Club. You'll receive 20% off all orders and much more. Plus, you can check out our internet-only specials. And go to our crntalk.com website or the frywine.com website and check out Chef Piero's Recipe of the Week. Great biodynamic wines from Redwood Valley in Mendocino County, California. Fry Wines. Go to frywine.com. That's FREYWINE. Frywine.com. Check it out and enjoy great wines at your home tonight.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
If you want to get ahead financially, you've got to do anything you can to save money. But if you're hit with an unexpected car repair bill, you could be facing thousands in expenses. Not anymore. If you own a car, truck, or SUV with less than 150,000 miles, you could stop paying for repairs ever again. I repeat, you may not even pay a penny to have your car repaired ever. Call now to see if you qualify. 1-800-976-7960. You must have a car, truck, or SUV with less than 150,000 miles, and all repair bills can cost you nothing, not even 1 penny. Call now to get your car protected before you're hit with another repair bill. Transmissions cost $2,500. Simple onboard computers, $1,800. But for you, they can cost nothing. Call now to get your car protected. The first 50 callers get free roadside assistance with their total protection. Call now, 1-800-976-7960. That's 1-800-976-7960. 1-800-976-7960.
Geico presents Fan Mail to a Pig.
Dear Maxwell, first off, I really enjoy your commercials about Geico's app. I watch them over and over and over. They make me both laugh and very hungry. Weird. Anyway, I just want to let you know how Geico's new claim status updates on the app really blow me away. Getting those updates makes me think of you. I'd like to thank you in person. Just send me your address. All the best, Big Bad W. Sure thing, Big Bad W. I got a pen. It's 802 Not Gonna Happen Lane.
Claim status updates just a tap away on the Geico app.
Hi, I'm Heidi Selexa, host of Out of the Friend Zone on CRN Digital Talk Radio. This is a show to help men figure out what women want. Men who maybe can't get it together. And the magic word is fun. Not enough people have fun, so this show is just fun. We're going to take live calls, talk about relationship issues, and bring on very well-known experts, authors, artists, musicians, athletes, and really good-looking actors. Woo! So tune into CRN 1 Fridays at 7 p.m., Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
PM show nationwide, coast to coast, CRN Digital Talk. I'm Michael Horn. That's Paul Stern. It's the PM show weekend edition with you here. Tomas pressing the buttons. Courtney is on assignment. Maddie Matt is taking care of the production for us here on the show as far as producing this broadcast. So this John Kerry says we're in this counterterrorism with ISIS. It's not a war. And so then some of the spokespeople for the president has said it's not a war, but then the White House spokespeople are saying that it is a war. So I guess it's a war. They don't really know what they're doing. They're trying to get everything together. So President Barack Obama has got this ongoing rivalry apparently with Donald Trump, and it may have hit him where it really hurts right now. That's on the golf course. because apparently President Barack Obama was reportedly denied a tee time at one of Donald Trump's famous courses over Labor Day weekend. President Obama tried to get tee times at the Trump National Golf Club in Westchester County, New York, but his advance team was turned away. According to WNBC, a couple of other top-notch courses, the Winged Foot and Willow Ridge, also refused the commander-in-chief. WNBC says actually it's WNBC, says the club managers explained that giving the president a tee time would require shutting down the whole course and stiffing their high-paying customers, which is true. They got to put all the, Secret Service guys on there and all that sort of thing. You would think the president would learn to just not play golf for a while. He's been catching a lot of heat on that. Just put in a putting green in the backyard of the White House. Nobody will see him there. What else is going on here? This who says Iggy Azalea allegedly recorded a sex tape. Did you hear about this? That could make her millions upon millions, according to the Hollywood porn boss. Iggy has talked to TMZ, says she can't cash in on the video because it's not her on the video.
Oh.
So Stephen Hirsch has said that he has seen some footage which he says appears to be Iggy with her ex-boyfriend, and from the little he's seen of it, but he's sure it could easily top Kim Kardashian's legendary sex tape in sales. Stephen Hirsch says he's already reached out to the 24-year-old Iggy the rapper to open negotiations on what could be a multi-million-dollar deal, but the problem is Iggy's camp said that Hirsch's eyes are playing tricks on him. They tell us that Iggy is not on the video, and they're ready to sue over the alleged footage. So that'll be big news. That'll be trending. That'll top any kind of counterterrorism. George Clooney in the news. The Cloonster is there. He's joining the cast of Downton Abbey, the real reason why he was spotted on the set. George recently visited Downton Abbey, and the rumors swirled as to why he paid a visit to the famed location. They were wondering whether George was considering the estate as a possible wedding venue, or maybe he was filming an episode for the popular series, Downton Abbey, but it appears neither rumor is true. George simply was shooting a Downton Abbey sketch for a wonderful charity called Tech Santa.
Oh.
Tech Santa tells Brits to send monetary donations via text messages on Christmas Day, and it's been in operation since 2011. It's a live event that typically includes performances and cameos by celebs. So a lot of people were not surprised that George Clooney was asked to lend a hand. According to the sources, George Clooney's sketch is already complete. It will air on Christmas Day.
Kind of sounds like one of those Audango things.
What's the Audango thing?
Isn't that one of those things where they get a text message from a celebrity?
Yeah. I think. Do you have that service, Audango?
I don't happen to have it, but I've heard about it, and I think that...
Apparently it's Audingo, according to that. You probably could hear it through our soundproof windows. Tomas has got that big booming voice. Why don't you use the microphone, Tomas? That's what we have it here for you. The mic is hooked up there. And you're off camera for some reason. I don't know why you're not on camera today. It's just Paul and I in the brand new spacious studio we have here.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful. Paul, you look really close to the camera today, too. It's really nice.
Got the Fred Dryer shot.
Yeah, it's nice. So, Tomas, what was that you were saying? Audingo?
Yes.
You have the service? What is it?
It's a dingo.
It's a what?
A dingo.
What's a dingo? Please explain so we know what we're talking about.
I don't know that much about it, but I know that's what it is. It's a dingo.
Yeah, we had Steve here the other day from Audingo, and he was telling us all about it. But
so celebrities send announcements out through this service?
Yeah, basically that's kind of what I got, kind of the drift that I had.
Now, you remember Danielle Fishel? She used to host a sports show here on C. What was that, Tomas?
Oh, yeah.
He used to produce that show, as I recall.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, a lovely Danielle Fishel has a new memoir out called "Normally This Would Be Cause for Concern: Tales of Calamity and Unrelenting Awkwardness."
Ugh.
Wow, you don't suppose we're in the book? I hope. Did we all treat her nice? I certainly did. She revealed in this book a story about Ben Affleck. Back in 2005, apparently the lovely Danielle Fishel, Boy Meets World, remember, then she's in the new series again, is back. Danielle suffered a nasty and embarrassing fall at a Halloween party. Don't know if she was drinking or not. To make matters worse, a group of guys simply laughed and mocked Danielle as she was lying there injured. And, that's pretty rude, right? And luckily for Danielle, a mysterious and terrifyingly handsome man swooped in to save the day. It was Ben Affleck.
Well, there to go.
So forget Batman. Ben Affleck is a superhero in his own right, according to Danielle Fishel, who's starring in Boy Meets World, the new series out that Disney is putting on. She was once saved by Ben. I wonder if that causes problems in his relationship now with Jennifer Garner. Do you think she gets upset now knowing that he once helped out Danielle Fishel, came to her rescue? Well, do ya, punk? Well, do ya, punk? Do ya? By the way, listen to the weekend edition of the What's Cooking show, a rare singing appearance by Clint Eastwood in The Wine Country Cowboy. I don't know. We found some kind of a version that was apparently an outtake in the studio where Clint was in the session.
That was one of his very early features that he did, I think, in, in Spain or in Italy?
Yeah, he was the spaghetti cowboy.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, everybody seemed to get pasta yesterday in the studio except for you, Paul. What was the problem?
I missed out on it. I was trying to be kind of courteous to the people that were here, and obviously the people that brought in the pasta wanted, I think, Mr. Conrad to taste it.
So, Bob Conrad did seem to taste it. Of course, Eric Hines ate most of it. We'll be back straight ahead the weekend edition of the PM Show.
Big news. Sprint's offering the hottest deal in wireless. Switch your whole family up to 10 lines to Sprint and get unlimited talk, text, and 20 gigabytes of high-speed data to share for only $100 a month for your whole account. It's double the high-speed data of the other guys for a family of 4. Verizon and AT&T charge $160 and T-Mobile charges $100, and they just give you 10 gigabytes. But with Sprint, you get 20 gigabytes. That's 2 times the data. To make it easier, we'll even buy out your family's contract up to $350 per line. The Sprint Family Share Pack. Only $100 a month for the whole family up to 10 lines, including unlimited talk and text on America's newest network. Simply put, it's the hottest deal in wireless. So come into a Sprint store today.
Ends 9/30/14. Coverage and offer not available everywhere. Subject to credit. New line port in. Excludes taxes, surcharges, roaming, international, premium content. Price promo through 2015. After 2015, also pay $15 a month per line access charge. $350 via Visa prepaid card and requires online registration. Comparison is to 10 gigabyte high-speed 3 and 4G plans for 4 lines. Other data options available. Prohibited network use rules, prioritization, and throughput reduction applies. Comparison includes additional 2 gigabyte Sprint and 1 gigabyte Verizon data promos. Restrictions apply.
Homeowners, there's never been a more affordable time to help protect your home and loved ones. You can now get a $100 Visa card from Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, with the installation of a new ADT monitored system. Call Protect Your Home today at 1-866-669-8954. That's 1-866-669-8954. Call now. 36-month monitoring contract required. General terms and conditions apply. Visit protectyourhome.com/terms.
Little Bo Peep has lost her sheep because someone broke into her apartment and stole all her sheep, not to mention a 50-inch flat-screen TV. Luckily, the Geico Insurance Agency had helped her with renter's insurance, and she got full replacement. She has since trained her sheep to do voice impressions of various attack dogs, and now feels very safe. Visit geico.com to see how affordable renter's insurance can be.
PM Show nationwide, coast to coast. This is CRN Digital Talk Radio, the weekend edition of the PM Show. I'm Michael Horn, along with Paul Stern, Tomas, pressing the buttons, Magic Matt producing the show while Courtney Cadera is on assignment. I ate a lunch, way too late of a lunch today, and I had beans. And I've been reading this book about healthful things, and they say by far the best vegetable you can have is the bean, but you should eat it in small quantities at first and work your way up to it. And I got the medium-sized edamame bean salad up at Ralph's. and powered through that thing because I was quite hungry. And I'm just wondering if I might have a problem later. Or now.
Yeah, this
I'm feeling some swelling.
Talk about swelling this morning. This morning I did something that I'd never done before.
What did you do?
And I don't know why that I did it, but I figured, I mentioned it on the What's Cooking program ever since that we had on the guy from the, what was it, the Sheraton Black Rock Steakhouse, the
beautiful place,
executive sous chef
on Maui, in Hawaii, on the island of Maui,
Raymond Nicasio,
Kaanapali Beach, the Sheraton.
Yeah, we had him on the show,
Maui Resort and Spa,
and I actually was encouraged to go ahead and sample some of his wares,
and you had some of his food as well. Probably even better than his wares.
And so
I didn't go for any of his wares, but you seem to jump right into it.
By the way, did he have any desserts?
Just let us do the stories, okay, Tomas? Don't just detour him into a ditch somewhere. People go, what does he mean by that? All right, so you were saying...
So I've been bringing in little kind of little snacks during the What's Cooking program, and I've been kind of sampling some food. Not necessarily on air, but...
well, I hear you smacking your lips every once in a while.
In the event the situation should arise, that I have a kind of a...
What have you brought in?
Today I brought in something that a lot of people across the country probably have had, but I've seen it at the supermarket for years. But have you ever gotten... I guess it's called guacamole dip.
Yes. You get that in Mexican restaurants. Quite an easy thing. It's very easy. It's called just guacamole, not necessarily dip, just guacamole. So you brought in some guacamole. Did you bring chips with that?
I did. I brought in some potato chips with the guacamole dip.
So you were eating during the What's Cooking program, guacamole and dip. And was the studio all set up with a nice kitchen background there so you could look like you were sampling something that you had just cooked?
No, I kind of did discreetly off camera. I was doing it off camera because
you didn't want anybody to see you.
Yeah, apparently that's not like a
no, you don't want people to see you eating while you're doing a show,
chowing down.
Mm-hmm. Why don't you eat? Here's a suggestion. Why don't you just take a little break after the show and then have your little snack at that time? Why do you have to eat during the actual show?
But again, I got accustomed to it during those broadcasts that we did in Maui.
But you weren't eating during the broadcast.
Well, when Chef Raymond Nicasio, when he kind of presented...
when he brought the food with him.
When he brought the food with him and he kind of presented it, I kind of got in the habit of kind of sampling during the show. And so today, I started eating guacamole and chips.
And
boy, do I feel...
Those things will fill you up. You drink a little water with that and you got a problem.
It wasn't freshly made guacamole.
Howard Stern syndrome all over again.
It's the guacamole that comes pre-prepared.
Howard Sheldon, pardon me, not Stern, yes. It's the guacamole what?
It comes pre-prepared in like a plastic container.
You don't have to eat it all. You can always put the container back on and then save it for later. Or put it in the refrigerator where Tomas will steal it and take it home. Big weekend coming up at Tomas's place. Got a football party coming up. All right, 23 Jump Street. 23 Jump Street is happening. Sony Pictures Original Films have Rodney Rothman is writing the script for the third installment of the Jump franchise, which makes sense as we saw 21 Jump Street. And they don't know if Phil Lord or Christopher Miller will come back to direct, but the two of them, as well as as Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill, are attached to produce along with Neil Moritz. And the job is to have, according to sources, that they aren't confirmed to direct, but that they should be the directors of that film. So that should be a good thing if you're a 21, 22, or 23 Jump Street fan. Katie Sagal has gotten the cast of Married with Children together in a reunion. Because she got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and she had a reunion there. Katie Sagal was there, got her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Christina Applegate was there. Ed O'Neill was there. David Faustino. They joined her. She's in Futurama. She stars in that, and she received her award for more than 25 years in the industry. She's constantly overlooked in the Emmy Awards because she plays on that Sons of Anarchy show as Gemma. But she is. It's nice to see. They say the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce giving her some credit. So apparently they approved her star. Then there's some weird news. There's a man here that has developed a pinky pull-up. Have you heard about this? You use just your pinky to do pull-ups. And I didn't even know this existed, but you hold the bar with nothing but your pinky fingers, and you do pull-ups. I don't think I could do one of those. I don't think the rest of the body would go into motion with just pulling on the pinky. I'd probably dislocate the finger because the rest of this body is solid muscle. and it takes a little bit to get it up. I think I need more than a pinky. I need actually both hands and an air hammer up the rear end to kind of get me up. It's got to pop me up there over the top. Hit my head once on the ceiling. Anyway, it's a bar. You use your pinky fingers. You do pull-ups, and you have the proper form. This guy's name is Maibom Etumba Maitai, and he's now in the official Guinness Book of World Records. He's the record holder for the most pinky pull-ups at 6. He's 26 years old. He used only his pinkies to throw around his 112-pound body. Well, come on. It's one of those guys you kick sand in on the beach, 112 pounds. You want to get one of these things. You want to get something you can really wrap your arms around. Get the job done. Anyway, congratulations to Maibom Etumba Maitai. I think I'll go have a drink with him later. Maybe a screwdriver.
Are you married? Do you and your husband both have term life insurance? If you both don't, you should. You have a lot to protect. Call now, get a free quote for your husband, and while you're at it, get a quote for yourself too. Because you both need term life insurance. Call now. 800-915-9542. 800-915-9542. 800-915-9542. Rates are at all-time lows. We'll shop over 30 top-rated companies to get you the best possible rates. Term life insurance. It's the perfect way to protect the quality of your family's lifestyle. You and your husband both need term life insurance, so call now for a free quote for the both of you. 800-915-9542. 800-915-9542. 800-915-9542.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names.
Really? Yeah.
They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
If you're struggling to find reliable senior living information for your mom or dad, then call or go online to get the free help you need during this turbulent time. Call now, 800-471-5173, 800-471-5173.
Your parents spent their whole lives looking out for you, but now the roles have reversed. More than 30 million Americans care for an aging parent. But if you're one of them, it's easy to feel like you're in it alone. Navigating programs like Medicare can be confusing. But CaregiverAction.org and MedicareMadeClear.com/caregiver can connect you to resources that can help you help your loved one. Make caring for your loved one a bit easier and learn more about Medicare today.
Chuck Lauder here, host of the original Talkback. Noon to 2 p.m. Pacific Daylight Savings Time, 3 to 5 out there on the East Coast. You know, we cover everything you need to know to keep up with what they don't want you to know. Talkback, CRN, Digital Talk, noon to 2 Pacific Daylight Savings Time.
Welcome back here to the PM Show Weekend Edition. Michael Horn and Paul Stern. Tomas pressing the buttons. Magic Matt producing the show while Courtney Gadair's on assignment. What happened to the Pittsburgh Steelers? Did they even show up at that Thursday night game? Something was going on there. By the way, one other note on the late actor Richard Kiel, who passed away this week. He would have been 75 come Saturday. So it's other birthdays. Actor Dickie Moore from the Our Gang comedies. Remember Dickie in the Our Gang comedies? He's 89 years old. Linda Gray, the actress, 74. Maria Muldaur is 72.
The original MTV VJ Nina Blackwood. How old do you think Nina Blackwood is?
I think she's probably 65.
62.
Ooh.
Actor Peter Scolari is 59. Rachel Ward, the actress, 57. Rock musician Norwood Fisher from Fishbone, 49. Rock singer, musician Ben Folds of the Ben Folds 5 is 48. Comedian, he's on every talk show known to man, Louis C.K. I see him everywhere. He's on everybody's show in New York because you can't get guests in New York. That's why they shouldn't have all the late night shows there. It's the same guys guests on Letterman and then Fallon. And, put something back out here in L.A. again. Come on. Be smart. Actor-singer Will Chase from the series Nashville is 44. Country singer, the Warbler, Jennifer Nettles. Nettle, I'm 4. She's like the warble when she just sings.
Really?
Good singer, but she warbles. That's a pretty good warble. I might go on that. The singer Ruben Studdard. We don't hear much about him. He's celebrating his 36th birthday. Youngster. Jennifer Hudson's 33. And on Saturday, Barbara Bain, the lovely Barbara Bain, is turning 83. What has happened? These superstars are like aging. So am I.
Wasn't she married to Martin Landau?
She was. Rock singer David Clayton Thomas from Blood, Sweat, and Tears, 73.
Oh, my.
Jacqueline Bisset, 70. Peter Cetera, 70. Oh. Singer Randy Jones from The Village People. Who was he, Randy Jones?
I think
Wasn't
he
he
was
a pitcher with the Padres?
Yeah,
was he the Cowboy?
He was a pitcher with the Padres, and he went on to be one of the Village People.
He is. How old do you think he is?
I think he's 65.
62. 60. You got to get it right one of these days. Tavis Smiley, the radio TV personality, is 50. Country musician Joe Don Rooney. He's the male version of Jennifer Nettles, and they've been born on the same day. Must be Warbling Day. He's from Rascal Flatts. Joe Don Rooney. He is 39. Singer Fiona Apple is 37. Actor Ben Savage is 34. Chekhov from Star Trek. Actor Walter Koenig is 78 years old on Sunday.
By the way, Walter Koenig will be appearing at, I believe, the next Hollywood show, the one that we saw Richard Keel at, along with Bob Conrad and Larry Manetti.
Captain of the very serious. I liked him as Chekhov in Star Trek. Here's one you mentioned the other day.
Based on that impression, I would have thought otherwise.
Singer John Bowser Bauman from Sha-Na-Na. How old do you think he is?
He's got to be about 65.
67. Now we're going the opposite.
Now, I heard some stuff about John Bauman. I don't know if it's true, but that I guess would he appear for like a price? Like, what was the deal with it? I don't know who told me this, but somebody said that he was like he could appear as a guest if you paid him enough.
You pay now! Pay now! You'll pay the bill now. Country singer John Barry is 55. Tyler Perry is 45.
I guess apparently they don't know that we don't pay for guests.
And the wonderful actress Kimberly Williams Paisley is 43 years of age. She was in Nashville. She was that hussy, but they killed her off in the show. She's great. I love Kimberly
no relation.
Williams Paisley.
No relation to Brad Paisley.
That's his wife.
Oh, I did not know. Oh, there you go.
Boy, you learn something every day, don't you, on the show? That's our broadcast. Happy birthday if you're having a birthday this weekend. Have yourself a great weekend wherever you are. We'll be back Monday to do this all over again. See if we can get this thing right. We're here every day, Monday through Friday at 4 Pacific, 7 Eastern, plays throughout the weekend. For our producer, Courtney Kader, for Tomas, who's pressing the buttons, for Paul Stern, I remind you to check out our website at crntalk.com. That's crntalk.com. Download the cell phone app. It's absolutely free, CRN Digital Talk. I'm Michael Horn, reminding you of Barry Farber coming up next. Have a great weekend.
Around the CRN studios, we pride ourselves on being the station of every situation. You can always listen live through your local cable TV provider, as well as on our website at crntalk.com. But with TuneIn Radio, iTunes, iHeartRadio, and Stitcher, you can listen to the latest editions of our programs, like The PM Show, anywhere, anytime you want. Let Fred Dreyer give you his ace-in-the-hole opinion on politics. Bring Hollywood legends and their stories with you to your next party, thanks to Robert Conrad. And of course, tell those Hawaiians the real meaning of aloha with Larry Manetti. For more information on how to listen to these great shows or many others, log on to crntalk.com and create your own listening experience today.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. Ukraine and the Russian-backed rebels in eastern Ukraine have exchanged prisoners. It took place under the watch of international observers last night outside the main rebel stronghold of Donetsk and was part of the ceasefire agreement between Russia and Ukraine.